Good morning, Dr. Rao, the chair of the session, my co-panelist, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great privilege for me to share some of the ideas that we just I want to trigger some thinking because RMSA, though it has been Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, which is meant for universalization of secondary education, as Dr. Rao mentioned, just has taken up, and we are most of the states, in fact, they are in the process of developing either the prospective plan or if the annual plan which the scheme calls for, since it is a partnership between the central government and the state government. Now, in the context of open schooling, my focus will be based basically on how we should upskill the open schooling facilities to meet the objective of RMSA vision that has been set in the context. As you know that there has been a paradigm shift in open and distance learning system. So also these are the things also are there in conventional mode as well. Now the learning from classroom to anywhere. No more the learning has confined inside the classroom only. It has also moved from teacher-centric to learner-centric approach. The basic focus has been the learner, not the teacher. Role of teacher is not just an instructor or teaching the things, but it has been a facilitator for learning. The oral strategy of instruction to technology-supported learning. This is what has evolved over the years. If you see the development that has taken place during last many years, particularly when the open and distance learning system has come into the focused platform, then the learning is not from in the fixed time to any time for learning. It is not confined to. If it is a structured classroom learning, then the classes has to be held within a fixed time. In spite of them, in contradiction to this, learning has been focused on anytime learning, anywhere, anybody can. And institutional-based instruction to learner-based instruction, thereby the focus is on lifelong learning, and the slogan has been education anytime, any place, anywhere. If you see the present context of open schooling, I would like to give some figures which has been compiled that by 97 million children from the age groups 14 to 18, after this RMSA focus has been, they will be eligible for secondary and senior secondary education by 2011. This is the Government of India statistics says. There is a huge success of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan has been predicted, and by 2010 the total enrollment and retention will be achieved in the context of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. And also, as you all know that recently Government of India has passed the Right to Education bill, and so this will give a more pressure, create a more pressure on the secondary and senior secondary education. Now, if this is the context, and the CAB committee, Central Advisory Board of Education, and once Mr. Khuntia comes, he will be able to give you better perspective in the context of related to policies on RMSA. After the Central Board of CAB, Central Advisory Board of Education, and the 11th Five-Year Plan, focus that which has been also discussed in the RMSA document, that 15% of the children of those 97 million will be through the open schooling system. That 15 million is something like 12 million children. 15% is something like 12 million children. And at the moment, our capacity has been just 3.5 million. If you put National Institute of Open Schooling and all state open schools. There are 14 state open schools established. Many of them have even not taken off. And you put together, the enrolled capacity today is around 3.5 million, and we have to take it to 12 million, means another 8.5 million children are to be brought into the open schooling system. That's how, and most of the children, they are the category of the either dropouts or never attended the schools, or long back they have dropped out, or they have entered into some world of work, because that is the age, critical age of 14 to 18. Some kind of job people take it up, some kind of activity they do. So they don't give priority on education. The challenge therefore be how to address number and create opportunity. This is the basic challenge before the policy planner as far as open schooling is concerned. The NIS of course is there, and we have the RMSA document emphasizes that every state who should have a open schooling system. And as I said, that 14 states, those are given here itself, that some of them, means all 14 have been given. And there are states like Gujarat and Orissa, they are in the process of establishing their state open school. We have a national consortium for open schooling, where all the state open schools and national open school, they are the partner to create a kind of a vision platform for cooperation, coordination, collaboration, and commitment to ensure quality. If this is the basic focus that we have been keeping, then how to move ahead? In fact, while moving ahead, these are some of the issues which I would like to raise here, and I'll be very happy if you can suggest something through which we can further upscale the open schooling system. Facilitate the coordination among open schools. In fact, here the ICT can play a very, very significant role. Sharing of resources across the schools. In fact, you will be surprised to know that many of the state open schools which have established, but they are largely depending on the contents that has been created by the national open school. So why it cannot be that the state's capacity cannot be developed, and the learning has to be contextual when it comes to the school education. Keep in mind that we are focusing on the children, those who are in the school going age. Standardized form of learning can be possible in the higher education system or professional education system, but school education essential has to be contextual, and regional medium also plays very significant role. So the one institution at the national level, maybe NIS, which has developed the learning content, and following by the other state open school, just like ditto, without giving some kind of additional inputs, making it contextual may not be appropriate. Personally, I feel, even though I represent a national institution, this is what I think. Networking for substantial school education, how we should network among the, keep in mind that any distance education system, if this country has become successful, whether it is higher education or school education, it is due to the support it has derived from the formal schooling system, formal education system. Most of the support services are drawn from the formal education system. If those support services are not available, I don't think so distance education can become that much successful. How to use ICT to reach the unreached? These children who are not being tapped into the formal school system or coming to the open schooling system, they are hard to reach people, hard to reach children. How to reach them? Can the ICT be used in the context? And the last one is the skill upgradation and training. This education, this is the critical age, I said, that 14 to 18. Then if this is the critical age, they enter into the job. How we should refine their skills? This should be a basic challenge. They should be given some kind of vocational training. That is also another issue which needs to be thought of.